Welcome and good evening. I am very excited to welcome you to our live event. This is an Ask Me Anything live event. We're on Facebook and YouTube Live. We are going to be peeling back the layers of the man, the myth, and the legend, Reverend Sung Hyuk Kim, who is our associate pastor here at Trinity. As you just saw, this Sunday, we are having our kickoff Sunday. So, September 11th, all sorts of incredible, fun things in worship and afterwards for kids, youth. It's going to be an incredible day. And not only will Pastor Kim and I be there, but so will Mr. Softy, because who doesn't want to spend some time with that guy? But enough about some of the cool things happening. Let's talk about right now. So here's what I need for you to do, friends. If you've got a question or would like to know more about Pastor Kim, I need you to go ahead and put that in the comments section right now. And we will get to that in just a moment. So feel free to start putting them in now or through the rest of the time. Hi, Judy. Good evening. Thanks for watching. So glad to have you. So as we get started, we'll be taking some of your questions and seeing what Pastor Kim has to tell us. But let's just get started. Let me ask the first one to jump this off. All right, Pastor Kim, Reverend Sung Hyuk Kim, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, where did you grow up?
Well, yes. Hello, everyone. As Pastor Michael introduced myself, my name is Sang Hyuk Kim. Where did I grow up? That is a very hard question because I grew up in several places. I was born in South Korea. I lived until when I was first grade in South Korea. I went to Los Angeles in California following my father. My dad is currently a Korean Methodist pastor serving a Korean church in South Korea. He came to United States to study his Doctor of Ministry program. So our family moved to South Korea. So that was the time I experienced to study abroad. About living 4 years, I went back to South Korea, living all my life, doing all my duties as a student, college student, and also military service, because South Koreans, we have a mandatory service for males to go to the military. So after that, I came to New Jersey, where I am living now, in 2014. So it's about 8 years since I'm living here in New Jersey. Yes, so that's where I grew up and where I am now. Yes.
Oh, great. Well, we are very excited to have you here in Mullica Hill. So, I mean, one question I have is, if there were going to be Hollywood actors to play us in the movies, who do you think should play us? I mean, Brad Pitt, obviously, for me. Who would you want to play you in a movie? Is there an actor?
Uh, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. Yes, that's a great combination. That is a phenomenal combination. All right, Matthew has a question. How many years you've been going to church? You said your dad was a pastor. Tell me about some of the experiences growing up, going to church when you were a kid or a youth or a young adult.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great question. So I have been. Oh, so I need to tell my age here because, yeah, since all my life I've been to church. So that's about 32 years now, right? Since I was born, I was in church. Yeah. So that's how pretty long, right? 32 years, right? Yeah.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about, you mentioned your parents. Do you have siblings or tell us a little bit about your wife?
Sure. I have one older brother who is in South Korea right now. He majored clarinet, so people might thinking, "Oh, his family is very talented in music," right? So yes, my brother majored clarinet, and my wife, of course, you all know her. Her name is Joy. Yeah, she uh, is majored in piano performance, and she is with us in Trinity now. Where I met Joy, oh, that's a really hard question too. But to make it short, yeah, she was in Virginia and I was in New Jersey, so that's what we call long D. Long D is long distance dating. So we had a long D from New Jersey to Virginia, that's about 7 hours, I think I remember. Because Virginia, it's not where the northern Virginia was. It's kind of where the middle Virginia was. So it's in Lynchburg, Virginia. So that took about 7 hours drive. And yeah, that mileage in my car is like blowing off. So I think I need to change my car soon. Yeah, it all
Okay.
happened,
So,
and
but Pastor Kim,
yeah, in five
but you're
years
very
of dating.
musical too.
Yeah, 5 years of dating, we got into our wedding ceremony happened in 2020 November. So yeah, that's good.
Good. And you sang to your wife on your wedding. Is
How'd you know
that
that?
is that true?
Yeah,
Huh?
how'd you know that?
That's one of the things, other than being very talented and good looking, this is one of the things Pastor Kim and I share in common. We both sang to our wives as a surprise on our wedding day. If you haven't watched one of our live stream services or been to the church yet, you need to come just to hear Pastor Kim sing. He's got a set of pipes. All right. What other instruments do you play?
I play guitar, little bit of piano. Yeah, and that's all. Well, I play violin too and clarinet too, but I can't say I'm not a pro on that. But yes, guitar may be the best I can play. Yes.
Good. Well, we're waiting to hear that. So Kristen asks, you know, yes, pastoring takes up a lot of our time, but Pastor Kim, what do you like to do for fun or to relax? Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah, I love watching sports and I love playing sports as well. Especially watching sports, I love watching soccer and basketball, baseball. That all goes with balls, and I love playing with balls as well. The favorite sport I like is it's not popular at all in United States, but I will tell you a Korean traditional sport that is called joku. So joku is called foot volleyball. So you play um, the sport with your foot and only your head on a tennis court, on a tennis court level with a net. So only you use your head and foot and bounce 3 times, and you have to put that ball to the other court. And that is a really fun sport that we play in Korea. And while I was studying at Drew and spending years here, with many friends, colleagues, and pastors, I love playing Joku regularly every week. And that is the time I spend for my relax and for my recovery for all those hard workings that I'm doing. Yes.
And so, what sports do you like to watch? Who's your favorite teams?
Uh, that's okay. I want to be honest. I can't lie here, right? So for basketball, I like Philadelphia 76ers, but still in my heart, I have LA Lakers. Yes. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but I'm working on it, right? But well, when the season starts, let's see. So
Mhm. Chris Cole asked the question, Pastor, who are your favorite guitarists?
I would say my favorite guitarist is Chris Cole. Yes.
He is very good. He is very good. So,
You might
what
be
are some
laughing.
types of music? Or here, let's jump to Alicia's. Thanks, Alicia. Um, oh, that's great. We are loving you joining our church. Yes, I agree with that, of course. So, who has been the biggest influence in your life and why, Pastor?
My biggest influence in my life was my dad. Um, Ever since I was a child and growing up, I had lots of moments with joy, but also um, learning what life is. Always, my dad was next to me, um, helping me to live a life what I can do the best. And of course, he is my best supporter, best teacher, um, and my best pastor so far. So I am very influenced from my father. Yes.
Oh, good. That's great.
Michael,
What's something that
we
you
had a
do?
comment online that's not showing up for some reason, so I can't show it to you, but it says what made Sandy Young asked what made you want to become a pastor?
Ooh, that's a great question.
So should I reply?
Yeah, go ahead. What made you want to become a pastor?
Yeah, what made me become a pastor? To tell you honest, I didn't want to be a pastor when I was young because my grandfather is a pastor, my uncle's a pastor, my dad is a pastor, all pastors in my family, and they were always talking about church, always talking about church stuff going on whenever our families met. So I hated that when I was young. But look where I am here. So I really wanted to study economics to make a lot of money and to be rich. But um, my mom, when I was 20 years old, she had some heart issues that she had to go on for an open heart surgery. And that took more than 8, 9 hours with the surgery. And with all the love and care, seeing from my dad's church's congregation and all of my friends next to me, uh, with that care and love, I just received too much with that. And my mom, her surgery went well. She has a new life with her new heart. Uh, I just wanted to share and give that love and support that I received back then to people forever during my life. And that's how I decided to become the Jesus follower, the spreading love to others. And that's the first
Mhm.
moment that I wanted to become a pastor. And that's the first calling I received to become a pastor. Yes.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So,
Uh,
before we get to, just tell me your dad's name and your mom's name because you mentioned them, but I just love to hear their names. Let's give them a shout out.
sure. My dad's name is Yun, is Yeon, Yun, and Hwa is Hwa. So it's Yun Hwa Kim. And my mom's name is Hae, Hae. Un is Eun. Hae Un. Her last name is Chun, Cheon. So it's Hae Un Chun. Yun Hwa Kim, Hae Un Chun. Yes.
Yeah. God, we thank you for those wonderful people that blessed us with their wonderful son, Sung Hyuk Kim. All right.
Thank you.
Sean asks, one of my absolute favorite meats is bulgogi. Did I say that right? A Korean meat. We just
Bulgogi.
made it this
Yeah.
weekend. So, what are some of your favorite foods, Pastor Kim?
Should I tell Korean? Okay. I'll tell some of my favorite Korean foods and also American foods as well. Bulgogi, yes, that's great, and I'm so glad you tried it. You try to make it, and hope it tasted very well. I love to try in the future if I have a chance. Bulgogi is that. The other is one of my favorite Korean food is kimbap. Kimbap is kind of like a Japanese rolls, maki rolls, but maki rolls, that's the outside layer is with rice, and inside there's that seaweed, dry seaweed. So that's the opposite with the kimbap, and it has kind of lettuce or carrots, hams, eggs, tunas, whatever you put in, that makes perfect. So it's like a bunch of different ingredients that you eat together, which is called kimbap, which is very good. And American food, I love hamburgers. Yes, ever since started to eat hamburgers since my elementary ages. I love hamburgers. Yes, and I'll tell you a story
All right.
with that by loving
Yeah, go
hamburgers.
ahead.
Yeah. So I think nobody's gonna ask, but I'll just tell one of my memorable trips that I ate hamburgers for a month in a row. So when I was young, living in Los Angeles, my dad and my mom, my older brother and I, we had a trip in a car, and we had a 1 month trip going in the United States in a circle. So all the way starting from Los Angeles. I just want to share the trips, the way that we went. We went to Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Wyoming, Yellowstone National Park, South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. We went straight back to Nebraska, Illinois. We went to this beautiful church called Willow Creek Church, and we went to Niagara Falls, all the way east to Boston, and that was where I went to Plymouth, little southern from Boston area. And I saw the Mayflower ship there, and that's the time I came down to New Jersey to park our car and get on a bus to tour New York City back then. That was the year 2000. So I remember a bunch of yellow caps looking from the Empire State Building. So that was a cool imagination I can never forget. And then went all the way down to Florida, and came up, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, uh, New Mexico, Arizona, Grand Canyon, and we went back to New Jersey. And that took 30 days of the trip. And that was, wow, a trip. It was a trip. And for the 30 days, for the first 3 days, we had some Korean food in that ice box my mom prepared. But we ran out of Korean foods. And back then, there were not much Korean restaurants like these days. And of course, in the Midwestern areas, there's no Korean restaurants. So that was the time I loved enjoying burgers. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Popeyes. That's what I remember all the time. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, always I had those fast foods. And that was the time I gained about 25 pounds when I was in 4th grade for that 1 month. So I remember that experience. I was fat. Kind of embarrassing, but ever since then, I love burgers. You're muted, Pastor Michael. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Okay, Facebook and YouTube friends, here's where I need your help. I need you to comment. Where can you get a good burger in Harrison Township? Where's your
Sure.
go-to burger place? We don't
Please
want
tell.
Pastor Kim to always having to go to McDonald's. So we love McDonald's, support our local McDonald's, of course. But go ahead and put some comments down so that we can figure out the go-to place. I tell you though, Pastor Kim, one of the best burgers I've had wasn't at a restaurant. It was actually at one of the members of our church's house. They cook a very excellent burger. So just saying. So shout out to Trinity United Methodist Church members who know how to make a good burger, and they know who they are.
That's
So,
good.
oh yeah, Five Guys. Yeah. Have you been to Five Guys?
Of course.
I-
All the way.
I mean,
yes.
being in California, though, you had to have the In-N-Out burger, right?
Oh, there's no In-N-Out in the East Coast. No.
Oh, where are you? Oh, yeah, here, but you had some out
Yeah,
west, right?
of course. I had In-N-Out so much. It was right next door from our house. So I walked to In-N-Out with my parents to get those burgers.
I'll tell
And it was
Blue
cheap.
Plate.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's phenomenal. We've been to Blue Plate before. I don't think you had the burger though while we were there, but the problem with Blue Plate is everything is delicious. And I
Uh,
just don't know what you can't get anything bad there. Ooh, I haven't been to the Red Hen. I
oh,
have not been. Have you been yet?
no.
We'll have to make a trip to the Red Hen in Sweetsboro. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, keep the suggestions coming because we want to hear all the places. So Pastor, I wanted to before we get to some more comments, I wanted to have you, you talked a little bit about church. How do you describe what church is for you, and what are your hopes for what the church can be?
Um, I would say church is a place where we all can feel it is our home. Um, Church is where all generations are gathered together, from younger ones to the older people. Um, there has to be no gaps between those generations. That is what church is. And we are here to be welcomed, to be supported, to be helped, to be cared, to be loved, and to feel the peace of God. That's where I think the church is. And that is what I say is a church. And that is a church that is very healthy. Yes. And sorry, Michael, what was your second question? Oh, you're muted again.
Sorry about that. I think you named it. It was what are your hopes?
My hopes.
So,
Yeah. I hope that is loved and with peace in the church. With right.
mhm.
Yeah.
So you've been here for, just a little shy past 2 months. How would you describe Trinity? What's your first impression of our congregation? I've been here 2 years, so I feel like I'm still getting started. But as one who just got here, what are your first impressions of our church?
First impressions of the church, I was very welcomed, and I was so happy with that, especially with the Connect cards that we use every Sunday. On the Connect card, where the date was, underneath the date line, there was "Welcome Pastor Kim and Joy," and that really touched my heart on my first Sunday. And not just people saying hello, like I thought that was a very nice welcome for myself and Joy to be welcomed. So this church welcomes people very well, and we should keep up the good work. Um, and I see this church is very dynamic with lots of ministries going on. We have a separate children's and youth ministry, and not many churches have these opportunities to have separate ministries, but it is awesome. We have lots of different groups that are engaging together. We have 3 services. That's awesome. And each services has its own different themes with it. That's awesome. I'm just happy to be here joining this family where I am so welcomed. So I really want to say thank you, and thank you.
Oh yeah, well, you're awesome, Pastor Kim. We are so blessed to have you here. I'm curious, friends, as you take a moment to reflect on some of the people in your life that have made a difference. As like Pastor Kim shared a little bit about his family, his parents that have just given him so much, or the people that have, we tried our best, right, to make him feel welcome. I'm curious, who made you feel like church would be a home? Who welcomed you? Who was that influential person? I would encourage you just to type their name into that chat box or into the comment box, and maybe they're on Facebook and you can tag them. Or if not, if they've already gone on to glory or whatever, we can just say, it's a way of writing down their name to thank God for the people in your lives. So feel free, as you're asking questions, to just go ahead and write down the names of some people that made you feel welcome. I know we lost a dear saint this year, George White, where many people said to me how much he impacted and made them feel welcome when they came here to Trinity. So, all right, well, all right, thanks, Sean. I agree. You are the
Thanks.
man, Pastor Kim. All right, here we go. Another question from Michael Burnham. What types of programs would you like to start or restart at Trinity? And here's a phenomenal second question. How can we all help?
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe it is restarting, but I may have already started. I am in charge of the congregational care ministry in this church. So already there are many people who are supporting and helping with this group. I call them prayer warriors. So whenever there are urgent prayer requests, and especially with the weekly connect cards, there's the prayer request. We are always ready every day to pray for the people who needs care and who needs help. So that is one kind of care ministry that we are focusing on, which is praying. And the others is visiting people who are especially homebounded and who are hospitalized as well. So I am sorting crews to visit those people together with myself, and it is going to be uh, a journey for us to maybe restart what we had these ministries in the past, but we especially want to focus more after COVID-19 because everything had just hurt our lives and made us our lives difficult. But now we are restarting everything. So with your prayers for this care ministry, I would love all of our congregations to put this in your mind and pray for myself and also the care ministry team members as well. Thank you for the great question, Michael. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Are there any other questions? Go ahead, keep putting them down. I'm happy to talk with Pastor Kim all night, but we want to get to your comments or questions. Oh, Red Robin at the mall. Yeah, burger time. Have you ever been to Red Robin?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Are you the kind of guy that gets the egg on top of the burger? Have you ever done that?
No.
Kind of.
Egg on the burger.
Okay. Oh yeah. Way to go. All right, enough about burgers. Here's Judy's helping us stay on track. What is your most important passion? What are you passionate about? You mentioned prayer. That could certainly be it. There are some other passions too. What are you passionate about?
Yeah, I'm very passionate with singing as well, but not just singing those we say K-pop songs, K-pop, that's Korean pop songs, right? But I love to sing Christian songs as well. Um, with my previous churches and lots of churches before, I had led the praise team with the praise team ministries before. I just love singing and praising our God. And that's how I think I became a great singer because God let me sing more better and better. Right.
Do you have a favorite worship song or favorite worship artist?
My favorite worship song. I have so many favorite worship songs, but I love Chris Tomlin, and all of the songs I would say from Chris Tomlin is my favorite song. And the recent one that it came up during COVID was The Blessing from Elevation Worship. So I really love singing The Blessing as well.
How about a favorite Bible verse?
Yeah. Out of lots of favorite Bible verse, I would say my favorite Bible verse is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 to 18. And it says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." So, as it says in the verse, rejoice always, praise God always, right? Pray continually. That's what we do as Christians. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. I just love that verse. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a good one. It's hard to pick a favorite, but that's a good
Yeah.
one to go to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Judy's asking us, will you and Pastor Kim do a duet?
Oh.
And a second. There's a second. The motion has been seconded. I guess we have to take a comment vote. You should put in the comments what song you want us to sing, and it can't be "I Got You, Babe." I feel like we can't do that one on Sunday mornings.
We should
But
work. Mike. Yeah.
yeah, we'll sing a duet, and my microphone will automatically or accidentally go on mute. So I'll just stand next to him. Oh, okay. So here's a great question about church growth. Thanks, Steve. So Pastor Kim, what's your idea about how can the church grow? I'd love to hear more about that question, Steve, if you want to put some more comments in there, because I'm always curious about what you all think too. But Pastor Kim, I'll let you take a shot at that one. And thanks.
Yeah. How can the church grow? Out of all, I think to grow, not just with the buildings, but I think our spirits has to grow. And if our spirits has to grow, I think what is needed the most is trust. And that is what we call faith. So with strong faith with us and between God, I think that is the most priority. And also with our church members as well, we need to trust others. We need to have faith in each other. And that is the basic part that we can start to grow. And also, I would say the impact of a worship is also an amazing format that we all can grow together. The quality of worship, that's really important as well. And also, we have to pray. We have to support each other, and that makes us grow our faith even better. And that makes our Christian faith larger and larger and larger. And that makes a big church together. And that makes, I think, the growth on the first level. Yes.
That's great. I mean, what a deep question, because it has a lot of different ideas, not just within, the numerical concepts, but really we're about, spiritual health and vitality as well. So, I mean, we're always trying to figure out how to help people, we encounter, engage, and empower all people to become followers of Jesus Christ here at Trinity. So we're always trying to figure out how to help people grow in their relationship, in their love of God, and in their love of others. So I've always kind of thought of it too from the idea of, I've shared with Pastor Kim, and we've been talking with our staff as well, about really having passion, having priority, having people, and having a place. So kind of knowing who's involved, knowing what our role is, knowing why we do what we do, that's our passion, and really naming what we want to focus on as a priority. So I call them the 4 Ps of vitality or health. So those are a couple little things that we do in our church world to think about. There's all sorts of books written about church growth and things like that. But at the end of the day, I've always heard it said like this: the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. So that's what we try to do here at Trinity. And, we've been experiencing a lot of growth and health in our congregation. I want to share with you a quick video if I can. We'll take a 90-second break from this. I want to give your attention to this video that explains a little bit about who we are at Trinity and how we want to grow even in the midst of what we're seeing in our world today. So this is what we call an explainer video. I want to explain something a little bit about who we are as Trinity United Methodist Church.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm pastor at Trinity in Mullica Hill. You might be hearing about the potential split in United Methodist Church and have some questions. Let me try and explain it. The United Methodist Church is structured just like the American government. We have an executive branch, a judicial branch, and a legislative branch. This allows for United Methodist churches throughout the world to remain connected in mission while also expressing their mission in local contexts. With millions of people in worldwide membership, we all don't agree on everything. Imagine trying to make church laws that everyone can agree upon. Then try creating them once every 4 years. We will never be able to legislate agreement or community, particularly in the church. Similar to our country, the church is not immune to division over power, justice, equality, or just trying to figure out how to live. People are not perfect. There has to be a better way to be the church. At Trinity, we are okay with differences. While we all don't think alike, we can love alike. We are committed to encountering, engaging, and empowering all people to follow Jesus Christ. There's a place for you here, even if we disagree. Come, be a part of helping to show the better way.
So that's just a little bit of who we are and what we're committed to. Pastor Kim, oh, okay, there's Steve. Thanks, Steve. I've never been to your church. You should come check us out. We're cool. We do lots of cool things. 284 Cedar Road in Mullica Hill, New Jersey, or of course online at www.trinitymullicahill.org. My email address is right there on that video too, Steve. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me and we will figure out a time to help you get connected. A lot of cool things happening in the next couple weeks to get us connected. We're doing a new series actually in September where we're going to be talking about what we value. Do you mind if I show another commercial, Pastor Kim? Thumbs up. Let's do it. So this is what we are talking about starting this Sunday. This is going to be talking about our values here at Trinity. And it's called House Rules. Cool. So that's what's happening. Oh, Mike asks, can we do another Glow concert or something similar in the future? All right. So just to give everybody a little bit of context, probably about a year ago, we did a Eucharist, which was, we did a communion service where all of the music was from the band U2. And, it was a pretty rocking concert because we have an awesome band here at Trinity. So we did just a couple weeks ago a Glow concert, which was a glow in the dark worship experience. So the answer is yes, we're definitely going to do some more concerts and worship experiences like that. Pastor Kim, I want to know what do you want to see? I'll share with you my idea real quick while you're thinking about what type of worship night you'd like to do. I think we're hitting like the 50-year anniversary on when Sgt. Pepper's was released. I'd love to see our band do an entire Beatles night. That's me personally. But I'm curious, what kind of worship experience or fun creative concert would you like to see?
Well, Glow was, I think, the starting point with praise band ministry. Although we were singing and praising on Sunday worship services, but other than that, if we can have a regular praise night service time, not on Sundays, but on a weekday evening or so, that would be a great ministry that we can start with a praise band. So that's, well, in the future, I'm hoping.
Cool. Let's see. Any other comments or thoughts? Christina says, thanks. I know you enjoy singing music, but do you both enjoy dancing? Megan wanted to know. Are you a good dancer, Pastor Kim?
Please don't ask Joy if she can dance. You can ask me if I can dance, but if I dance, I think Joy's gonna kick me out of the house. So um, I'll do it in a very secret place where Joy cannot see I'm dancing. But I will be very funny. Yes.
Well, that's some of the best parts of being a husband is just embarrassing our wives. So that's always fun. Oh yeah, Sean was having the same idea. We could do another service in the future. Good, yeah, we'll definitely be working on that. Oh yeah, we had a hymn sing last fall, so we could do another hymn sing. That'd be fun. I think I'm frozen. Sorry, technical difficulties. But thanks, Joni. Yeah, great idea. Pastor Kim, have you ever done a hymn sing?
Hymn sing in my previous church, yes, on Sundays we did hymn sings, but like I kind of said in the past, but we had a Wednesday night praise night ministry in my previous church, so that really rocked and impacted the whole congregation. So yes.
Cool. So as we sort of, I've got one or two more I'd love to throw out, but I know this is the last chance, folks, to get any other questions live. If not, feel free to post, and we'd be happy to continue to interact so that you get to know Pastor Kim a little bit more. How would your wife, Joy, describe you in, let's say, 3 words?
That's really hard. Let me think. 3 words. First, she will say tall, funny, and Jesus follower.
Very good. I'll lie the 4 words. So we'll put the hyphen in there to, Jesus followers. We'll make it a hyphen. Well, Pastor Kim, as always, it's a joy and a delight to be able to just spend time with you, to talk with you. I know the past 2 months for me have just been a real blessing and treat and a lot of fun just to work with you, get to know you, and to have the members of our church just get to experience your wonderful gifts in ministry, and our community as well. I think you'll find too that Harrison Township, this area, is just a great place to live. And as you said, as you felt welcomed here, our community is really focused on community. So this is just a great place to live and a lot of wonderful people in town. We're going to check out some of these burger places that you all mentioned for us. We will go on a tour and hit all the burger joints to make sure Pastor Kim gets the burgers that he needs. And I think we should have a night where we figure out all sorts of different foods one night. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Just to come to the church and just have all sorts of different foods beyond just burgers and hoagies and cheesesteaks, right? We'll try some of that bulgogi that Sean mentioned, and some kimchi, which is just fantastic. If you've had that, you know what I'm talking about. But Pastor, I'm gonna, let you have a final word. Anything else you want to say to us to sign us off tonight? Why don't you have the last word?
Sure. Thank you all, Trinity congregation, and who are watching this video. Yeah, it's really fun. I enjoyed having this interview. Well, I won't say interview, it's get to know each other. So always ask me if you want to know about myself or more. I would love to share my personal stories more and more. Once again, I am very happy and excited to be with this congregation and to start God's ministry with this church. Please pray for myself and my wife, Joy, to adjust well, better and better, and to become people living in Harrison Township. Thank you.
Great. Have a great night. Put those questions and comments in the box. We will get to them later tonight or through the week. Feel free to reach out to us at www.trinitymulcahill.org, here on Facebook. But may you have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you online. We'll see you in church. May you have grace and peace.